Alrighty friends, welcome back to the first semifinals of the 2x speed tournament that I hosted. Today we're gonna have Lambo versus MaxpPax in some best of 5 action. MaxpPax opens up with a quick hatchery block and no gas? No, delayed gas. Okay, went down at 18 supply for some reason. I was wondering what the plan was here. Maybe he doesn't have a plan. This is a pool first opener coming out of the packs. Oh, sorry, out of Lambo. Opening up with 8 links as well. No gas. Second gate on the way. Sell it? And cybernetic score is what I'm expecting here. Wait, was this a 12 pool and I didn't realize? Yeah, it is. Oh, okay, well, then this is the correct response. Man, these pools are freaking hard to read because the timings are all messed up for me. So I'm like, oh, this looks weird. Okay, then this was actually a fine response. I'm not quite sure why workers are being pulled. That seems like a little bit much in my opinion. It really does seem like a little much. As I don't think Lambo was supposed to be this far ahead. Oh, why are all these probes still here? I guess a lot of links, I guess, huh? 12? I don't know. With one adept, you should be fine. Don't think he would have lost anything. Oh, here come the links. MaxpPax with a major mess up. It's going to end up losing 2 zealots for absolutely free. Now, natural still hasn't gone up either, which is going to make matters even worse for him. Double adepts do manage to kind of shade around here and will go for some kills on the other side of the map. Don't think these links are going to be back in the correct spot in time, as 2 more will end up falling. Here comes the shade in. Let's follow these shade. Oh, that one shade got caught by 2 links stuck on the ramp. That's so unfortunate. So, I mean, Nexus is going down. Twilight Council is on the way. We don't have Warp Gate even started yet at this point. I think MaxpPax might be actually forgetting it. Lambo, meanwhile, is floating a bit of cash, wanting to get a 3rd base over here. It's also massively supply blocked, 42 out of 44. He's building 2 Overlords at the same time, has 6 Larva available. Has a lot of cash in the bank, as here starts his first gas on the natural. But he's in an absolutely phenomenal position here. Scouting this Twilight Council as well. I'm loving this spot currently for Lambo. I'm absolutely loving it for him. Roach Warren is on the way. There's not going to be any link speed here whatsoever as Resonating Glaive starts. But the real problem here is the lack of a robotics facility. The lack of any major warp-ins. Like, I don't quite see how MaxpPax is going to really get out of this. He is across the map with 5 adepts right now. And they're on, well, actually in a pretty good position. Might end up getting a couple of drone kills. More links are popping out over here. Queen's helping out as well. 5 kills total. I'm not sure how many of those kills were achieved just now. Must have been a couple before as well. But those, no, actually, those initial shadings didn't really do much. So I guess 5 kills just now. But losing 4 adepts, perhaps not quite worth it. Prism on the way. Glaive's about to finish up in, well, 5 seconds from now. As it's about 15 seconds away on the bar. So yeah, it's going to finish real soon. We have a Spore going up here in the 3rd base, so perhaps afraid of DTs. We have a Spore in this general area as well. Lair could probably start soon, as in my mind Lambo is just infinitely far ahead at this point. Now glaives of course are very powerful. Oh, it's actually 6 gate glaives. As in, if you're not in position for a millisecond, you literally lose your entire mineral line, which could be kind of bad. Oh my god, that was not it, was it, MaxpPax? No, that was not it. That was not the shade you wanted to go for. Lost everything, taps out with GG, as Lambo wins game number 1. Second game will be played here on Ancient Cistern with a really fast probe scout coming out of the packs here. Wonder how that's going to impact this early game. Will Lambo once again opt for a pool first as a result, or is he going to expand over towards that 3rd base location? Lots of questions, and so far no answers quite yet. Seems to just want to throw down this base over here. MaxpPax giving up the block like that? Really? I think he was afraid of another 12 pool. He was like, oh, this might be a 12 pool. I think I'm being tricked here, but, well, he was being tricked. And that's the beauty of a good trick, is that a good trick, you know, pretends to be some other trick. It's going to be Nexus before core here, as it should. Just a standard opener. Nexus was about 30 minerals late. God, terrible execution here of the build. Cybernetic score goes down at 170 minerals as well. Man, MaxpPax almost 5 milliseconds late there with his cyber core. That is kind of pathetic, honestly. There is going to be speed this time. Well, it's going to take a while, but at some point there's going to be speed. As Lambo is slowly rallying into the gas. Just oversaturating his base on minerals for now. He's hardly mining any gas. Does want to get it eventually. Overlord's gonna pop in over here, sees the lack of a warp gate. I don't think he really needs to pop in anymore. I think Lambo already has all the information that he needs at this point. MaxpPax has legitimately a negative amount of information. He knows nothing, isn't aware that there's a gas. Could actually lose adepts to speed links, but could also just lose them to regular links. 2 links so far have been built. That is practically nothing. As a Void Ray is now on the way. We'll be capable of dealing with this Overlord. I kind of like a Void Ray, actually. That's annoying to deal with. Such a sturdy unit as well, right? Just powerful all around. No injects here for Zerg on the third. Natural and main now have injects on them. It's fairly little queens, only 4. I love that Lambo just says, hey, I don't need quite as many queens. Because I can't, you know, a creep spread is going to be impossible to do anyway. So it's going to be, you know, rather just play it like this. Lynx will take out, no, will not take out this Nexus. Oracle will clean that up. Void Ray at the same time, what has he killed? Guess a couple of Lynx over here, maybe a drone or something. He has 4 kills. Must have been mainly Lynx. 1 Overlord and the rest Lynx. Maybe a creep tumor and a half. I'm not quite sure. Melee is on the way over here. There's 5 queens out, 6 on the way. So actually a decent chunk of queens that are being built. Lambo up to 56 workers already. He's going to run around here with these Lynx. He's going to hopefully get some damage done. Moving back, moving forward. Moving back and forth. Will take out 2 workers, but loses 8-9 links. That is not necessarily a great trade. He's floating a little bit of cash as well behind all of this. Chargers on the way. +1 is on the way. Templar Archives is on the way here for MaxpPax, who seems to want to go into... Well, I'm not actually sure what he wants to go into. It's probably some type of Charged Archon as he goes into 6 gases here as well. Usually we see his Blink style with double forges, but that's not going to be the case over here. Only a single Oracle as well, which is kind of weird. It's kind of odd. Fort base has finished right now for Lambo, and his lair is starting. Wait, that's a really late lair. I guess he doesn't think he needs it as much. I'm not sure why, but... I mean, if he doesn't believe he needs it, then I also believe he doesn't need it. Supply here is fabulous once again for our Zerg player, by the way. Really looking very good here. Really looking very good. 3 more queens are on the way, just trying to spend his money. MaxpPax also really struggling to spend his money, floating 1k minerals, 600 gas. Robobay is on the way. Batteries, cannons, absolutely everything coming out. 16 drones at once here for Lambo, who is busy losing some workers in his main base. This layer perhaps in danger in general, as all of these zealots will end up falling. Fort base at the same time also most likely is going to end up going down. That's really going to cut in the general income here of Lambo if this base actually does end up falling. Roaches are being sent over as the queens come in to truly save the day, but that was a lot of workers that just went down. Total workers killed is 19, and I think before that only 2 or 3 workers had ended up falling. So yeah, that is a pretty freaking big deal. Fort base now on the way for MaxpPax, who still is significantly behind in, well, practically everything, except... No, just everything actually. There's no exceptions here to that rule. He does have a lot of Archons, which is nice, but Archons then again not so great against Roach. Oh, there's no Roach speed! And Lambo doesn't realize because, well, these Roaches look very fast to me. What do you mean, no Roach speed? They move at twice the regular speed. Okay, now starts his Glio Reconstitution. That's actually a pretty big deal because, I mean, in order to kite against... That's why they walk so dumb. Roaches look so stupid. I want to see Queens of Creep as well. That is the one thing I really want to see. God, I hope that Lambo does an off-creep queen walk. That would absolutely make my year. A Zealot run by here is being set up. Infestation pit on the way. Spine crawlers. Lambo realizing that he is a mere human. And humans, they have trouble responding to things at 2 times speed. So I love that he's building spines. Saying, hey, if you're going to harass, I will have something that can deal with it. You know, something that can tank it for a bit. Now, this is looking like a very scary fight here for Lambo. Purification Novas being sent out to perhaps zone or perhaps to just get massive amounts of kills over here. Archons are struggling. Another stasis is going to connect. There's a couple of zealots in the main base as the Prism continues being extremely annoying. 150 supply against 122 with MaxpPax having an insane amount of resources. As he warps in another 10 zealots or so over here on the bottom side. Will get cleaned up once more. So far, zealot run-bys have been good, but at the same time have cost MaxpPax a a decent amount of cash as well. This 5th base is going to get cancelled, 100%. There is a hive done. Do we have adrenal glands yet? No, we don't. I think that's such an important upgrade right here, as links do get in towards the main and the natural. Banelings being morphed as well in those mineral lines. That is a pretty big deal. Will not get the connections, though, that they need. As adrenal gland starts, +3 starts, +2 range as well. Wait, what just happened here? I saw him start a Colossus and then cancel it. Now he starts 2 more. Okay, here we go. 5th base is also on the way still, of course. Potential, by the way, for either Lurker or Ultra, technically, would be possible. But there's no Carapace upgrades. I do think that you would like some amount of Carapace upgrades if you're going into Ultra. This is going to be such a tricky fight here for Lambo, because Lambo's army, I think, requires maybe a little bit more micro than MaxpPax's. There's not too many Banes here, which is an issue. And that means you need to split against Purification Novas, which isn't really happening at the moment. All Disruptors will end up falling. Lambo actually did a fantastic job in that fight. I thought this was going to be unwinnable for him, but perhaps not an entire win, but pretty close to a win at least. And that's better than I thought that was going to happen. Adrenal Glands is here now on those links. That means that those links will do very well against Zealot run buys, given that you have enough links that you're sending over. And of course, Lambo will. 138 supply to 137, 66 workers to 72. 5th base is going to get taken out. These drones might be in a little bit of trouble as well, which is maybe even a bigger issue over here. Because there really aren't that many drones right now for Lambo, who's pretty much stuck on 71 workers for the past, well, 2.5 minutes, which doesn't sound like a lot, but, you know, in 2 times speed time, that's a crap ton of time, all right? That takes a long time. Templar's gonna get taken out over here as the right side Zealot run by is just camping under that Overlord. Meanwhile, Lambo building 38 more links, wanting to move across the map, perhaps even take out this base. That seems to be the end goal over here. Nice biles. Baneling trying to run into a mineral line. Doesn't quite get the connection as the warp in was solid. Stellar warp in there, saving a lot of... Well, actually, all probes do end up falling, so didn't really save any of the probes, but elongated their lives by a little bit. And that's also important, you know? Some quality life years they're being added to those probes. More Banelings now moving forward. Oh, these bad boys are looking for something. MaxpPax, so ready for it, though. Catching absolutely everything today. At least in the second game. First game was not quite as hot, but you know what they say. Can't have everything in life. Lambo takes his 6th base on the far right side. 5th base over here on the top left. Zealot run by comes in. Ignores the 5th. Goes straight towards this bad boy. I kind of adore that. Lynx once again dealing a lot of damage. I almost feel like Lynx would be capable of fighting that with Adrenal Glands. Same time though, Archon, Colossus and Disruptors here moving in. Viper's not available quite yet. There's no Infestors either or Lurkers, which I think would probably be nice to have. Like Lurkers I think are sick. Sick. Splash unit that if you walk in for half a second too long, you lose your entire army. Yeah, that's a pretty decent deal. GG gets called. MaxpPax wins game number 2 and ties up the series. And that means this is now officially the first series that will not end in a 3-0. And God, as a tournament organizer, am I happy with that. Game number 3 over here on Dragon Skills. Once again, the Paxman is coming in with a cheeky little hatch block. I wonder if Lambo's going to try the same trick here. No way MaxpPax falls for it twice in a row, though. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. In Dutch, we have the saying, a donkey doesn't hit his foot on the same stone twice. Basically saying that if you make the exact same mistake twice in a row, you're dumber than a donkey. It's a very nice, indirect way of insulting. Because people, you know, that you'd say this to probably would need to do some serious thinking to understand the insult as well. It's a good one. It's one of my favorites. And these insults that people don't quite understand, that is exactly my forte, as the French people would say. Now, we have an Overlord on the way over here for Lambo. There's nothing weird. He is getting speed on his link, so he's perhaps giving up on his ideology of no speed is still speed. In which the links, honestly... Oh, he's going for a link flood. Oh, Lambo, you massive prick. What are you doing? Why do you play so sick? Ooh, links are in position to deal with this. I think this Adept might just undergo. Did he recall? No, Adept's in the main base. Whoop. That's 1 drone, that's a 2, and that's a full wall. Just... No, that's not! Lambo also was like, wait a second, this does not look correct. Hi, my friend. Ooh, that is a full wall, though. So the secondary wall is good. Lambo's just running around a little bit in this main base. Probe's dealing quite some damage. This adept's gonna get taken out as Lambo continues putting on the pressure. But this seems like... well, it seems like that push is dead, honestly. In my mind, no? Like, it's, battery will finish up. Oracle is out. This was a nice try. It's a good attempt. It's a very good attempt. Famous words from an ESL admin. After I didn't manage to qualify for, I think it was Intel Extreme Master San Jose. Heartbroken, I came back to the players area. He just came up to me and said, good attempt. Yeah, immediately, exactly what I needed at this moment. Because StarCraft players can get a little bit down on themselves, you know, especially if they're younger. And he just hit me on the shoulder, good attempt. Gave me a cold bottle of water. And he had a good time. All right. What are we seeing over here? Twilight Council. Ooh, a glaive build. What is that? Well, that's a dead overlord. How many overlords have fallen already? One. This is the second one. You know, the donkey doesn't hit himself on the same stone twice. Oh, Lambo, 2 overlords? Why would you do that? This is crazy control, by the way, on these oracles. Holy crap. He glided perfectly on 2x speed. I can even do that properly on half-time speed. MaxpPax legitimately 4 times as fast as I am, confirmed here today, is getting glaives. Lambo somehow is up 15 workers and is getting 11 more. That's a totally normal thing to do. God, Zerg is powerful, but not too powerful. And that's what's important. Robotics facility as a follow-up. There's a lot of glaive adepts here. And I wonder how well they are going to perform. I'm gonna give this one... Let's rate this performance in stars. Take out 1 roach. Take out 2 roach. Get in the natural. Whoa. 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 This is a good performance. Now, if this was a musical, this adept performance, would I go see it again? No, because I think people that go see the same musical twice in a row have something wrong with them. I think watching a musical once is already, you know, kind of pushing it. But twice in a row, you're really, you know, really trying to mess with the system. But I do give this 4.5 stars right now. 4.5 stars. And if I'm only allowed to give full stars, I would give 4 stars. Because this wasn't a 5, you know? 5 stars is if you instantly win the game. Oh, it's the Queens of Creep. They look so stupid. Tiny little legs. Idiots. God, I hate queens. Immortal here is going to get caught off guard. Yep, there we go. You can see it coming already a mile away. It's tiny spider crab legs that the Immortals have. Super Battery's putting in some serious work, and queens are also putting in some serious work, though. Holy crap, is Lambo just winning this game? This is the most unlikely win. Nah, it's not going to be a win. I was going to say, it's a failed speedling rush into a non-transfused queen wall. And it is not quite going to end up working. 28 armies apply to 39, but all queens have fallen as there's 4 Void Rays, there's 1 Immortal, and there's only 38 workers here for Lambo, who is fighting against a worker deficit right now, or with a worker deficit right now. +1 is on the way here for MaxpPax, who is having a great time. The macro in this series has been the cleanest of anything I've seen so far in this tournament. This has actually been a very good series. Like, gameplay-wise, it has been good, it has been smart, it has been intelligent. Like, both of these players really showing that they understand what matters the most in 2x speed. Like, I really, really enjoy that. Pneumatized Carapace is on the way. It seems like Lambo wants to send it a second time. He's not happy with how it went the first time. Just wondering if MaxpPax is a donkey here. Imagine being a donkey, though, and stepping over the stone or the rock the first time and then hitting the second time. Are you still an idiot then? Maybe, because you knew it was there already. It would be pretty stupid. So if MaxpPax loses to this, I think that would make him worse than Lambo, significantly. Despite being 4 times as fast as I am. I'm gonna have to write this out and make a mathematical equation out of it to see who's the best in the end. I have a bad feeling that I'm gonna be at the very bottom of the ladder there. The bottom of the ecosystem. What is the opposite of the apex predator? Like the guy that just gets eaten by everyone. That would be me. All right. 2-1 in favor of MaxpPax, and we'll go into game number 4. Like, this really by far has been the best series we've seen so far. Like, we're getting actual gameplay here, which is honestly impressive. Like, their money is insanely low. I kind of can't get over it. Like, in that first game, yes, there was a mistake, but that second game was super tight in my... Like, obviously it wasn't tight, but it was like, wow. Like, they're spending their money and they're finding ways to do stuff. I really like this. Like, I think it's an impressive way. Lambo once again? No? It's gonna hide the probe. Oh, MaxpPax. You gangster. Does not want this hatchery to go down on the natural, that's for sure. Zealot is on the way. Wait, was this another 12 pool? How do I keep missing this? No, this is not a 12 pool. Wait, what? Why is he doing this response? This was like a 16 pool, mate. Oh, he's completely confused by the timings. Oh, MaxpPax. Oh, no. So this is the clock that they see. And right now he should realize, wait a second. 12 pool was supposed to hit about 20 seconds ago. He's not here yet. Very odd indeed. Very suspicious. This is really not good. Holy crap. This is awful. This is legitimately awful. Okay, Zealot is out. And Nexus goes down 1 minute and 30 seconds into the game, which usually wouldn't be so bad. That would be a standard timing. But on this timer, that is pretty freaking awful. Now, Adepts are trying to actually deal some damage and doing a pretty decent job. They don't want to shoot and scoot at all over here. As a couple of kills are still going to secure them. I think this was fine-ish. Speed hasn't started yet. Mining hasn't even started yet on that extractor either. As these bad boys decide to go back home. Saw that there's no gas though, so I'm a little bit surprised by that, to be quite honest. 2 more Adepts are coming out. Could definitely shade across the map with those. I think he misread this. Why does he think there's gas? I think he's in his standard mind, his default mode. He's not scouting, you know? He's going in and he's not thinking. And not thinking is generally considered to be a mistake. So I would recommend MaxpPax to start doing that. Perhaps just a tiny tad more. 5 drones are on the way here. We have this hatchery. That is the 3rd. That is in the natural. 4 Adepts should finish. I think they should have finished up. There was only 2 queens that could have dealt some real damage. Lambo not mining here for quite a decent amount of time here. Now having a little powwow over here. What is this? Hello? Back to work, guys. Complete pricks. Standing in a circle doing nothing. Get on out of here, son. Nexus on the 30 is on the way as well. As we see once again a Void Ray coming out here. Of Monsieur MaxpPax. So he really does seem to like that. Good old Void Ray. I think Lambo is in a significantly better spot though in this game than he was in that last game. Puff, puff, puff. Roach Warren is on the way as well. 4 or 5 overlords. I think it's going to be another Queen Walk, isn't it? It's getting a lot of gas at least. Hasn't built a lair quite yet though, which is interesting to say the least. Can we get a lair here or what? What is this? Why does this smell like a Queen Walk, but it isn't one? That's what I want to know. MaxpPax quickly trying to add... Oh, he's going for +1 as well here on the Void Ray upgrade, as he has triple Void Rays. Now, I think this is good to do against a lot of people, but I don't think this is that good against Lambo. I think Lambo was one of the best players in the world when this style was popular at killing it. He knew exactly what he needed to do. Like, his timings are so freaking good. And when it comes to walking queens, you know, he just was the best. There's a reason why we don't see these Void Ray builds anymore. And a large part of that reason is Lambo just making these builds so freaking powerful. To, you know, the Queen Walk, Corruptor, Roach crap would just literally always get wins. And it seems to me that that's what he's going in for as well here. 88 workers, could go up to 8 gas. Is not quite yet. That surprises me. I think that was a mistake. 4 Void Rays are moving in towards the main base. There's not a good queen split here. The 3rd queen does end up showing up. There's no +1 either on the Roach. I think usually that was the play, but it's not quite happening here. And the way you want to do it is you build as many Corruptors as possible, and then you get pure Roach behind it, I think. Or do you build Roaches first? Now I can't remember it anymore. Lambo's building the Roaches first. I'm trusting him more than I'm trusting myself. Maybe he's just going for a pure Roach Walk, actually. He's like, hey... Oh, he sees the Archons. Oh, he's like, hey, this is an Archon Zealot attack behind it. All I need really is Roaches. Because the only reason you need the Corruptors is to deal with the Carrier Void, usually. It's gonna go for Mutas instead. So it's just gonna play Roach Muta, and I think this is, well, looking real bad for MaxpPax. I wanted to say the bad over, but perhaps it's not over quite yet. There's no upgrades after all for Lambo, so it's going to be +2 on Archon Zealot. There is a fort base that's going down, but it is looking pretty freaking dire here right now for the Paximus. The Maximus Paximus. God, he would have been one hell of a Roman Emperor, let me tell you that. Maximus Paximus. People love chanting that. Okay, Muta's dealing way too much damage. This Roach Ling Force is probably going to get a kill on this fort base as well at the same time. As the Void Rays are struggling finding the Mutas. Lambo is not struggling finding probe kills though, as... well, this fight did not quite go the way Lambo would have wanted. Of course, +2 Zealots and Archons are really darn powerful. 13 Hydras on the way though, and with that backup, I do have a feeling that this should be absolutely fine. Lurker then, I think, will be on the way soon. We have an Infestation Pit already coming out. I think a second Evo is not necessarily bad either. There's still 2 Mutas alive. 4 kills and 5 kills, respectively, on these bad boys. This is an 8 Archon, 15 Zealot move out. Lambo's got completely out of position, and as a result will lose a bunch of workers. But this is the last push that MaxpPax has, 6 minutes and 22 seconds into this game. Stasis Ward does get thrown down. The problem is just that Lambo can continuously reproduce units here. Even if he loses the initial fight, there's 3 more fights. Like, he has so much cash, he has so much disposable income. Zealot warping in the main base though is pretty big. Maximus might actually be doing it over here. Still 27 Roaches though, that's a big freaking deal. 166 supply against 107. Lambo lost a lot of freaking workers here. He's going to push this army back. Turns back into his own main base. Not gonna be capable of saving. No! A misclick. What a blunder by MaxpPax. Does not quite get the lair. I mean, it's not the end of the world. This probably wouldn't have changed the outcome, because I still think that Lambo is way too far ahead. He's 158 supply against 104. Make that 170 to 104. 12 more drones coming out as he's playing a macro game. Doesn't have the Infestation Pit anymore, so a hive is out of the question. +2 hasn't started yet either on the Evo Chamber. I would love for that to start at some point, but Lambo says, no, actually, I don't really need that. I'm just going to kill my opponent right now. I'm just going to walk across the map, Harstem. Is that okay with you? Do I have your permission? Oh, great Harstem. Unbelievable. Walks in the natural as well. Still at 190 supply. I mean, took a couple of big hits from these Purification Novas, but not quite going to end up mattering. 164 supply to 85. 170 to 75. Do I hear a 68 in the back? Do I see a 170 on the side of Lambo? GG gets called. Series all tied up. As we'll be heading into the final game of this series. I'm just so happy that it's not another 3-0. Good lord, am I happy. The funny thing is that if you look back at those first 4 series, I don't even think they were that one-sided. Like, the score line was one-sided, but the actual games, I think Calazur versus MaxpPax, like that was, I think at least 2 out of the 3 games were favored there for Calazur, if I'm remembering that correctly. I think Elaser versus Clam definitely had its moments for Elaser as well, especially in that final game. Maybe not so much before that, but I don't know. I think it just got a little bit on it. Sometimes in life you get unlucky, you know? I'd rather have it be unlucky there than in traffic, you know? If I get the pick being hit by a car tomorrow, or me getting 4 3-0s in the quarterfinals, I'm okay with the quarterfinals, you know, not being quite as great as this first semi. Oh, wait, I forgot to put on the score. God, I'm an amateur. It happens to the best, guys. Happens to the best. Even professionals sometimes forget it. Did you know, for example, that the GSL, after 13 years of StarCraft 2, still hasn't figured out that you can actually swap the names of the players? But I'm going to show you. It's with the hotkey, GSL Observer, if you're watching, Control plus X. Look at that. You see, Lambo at the top, Lambo at the bottom, Lambo at the top. Now, a cool trick is that when Lambo spawns at the top side of the map, is that you actually make sure that this little thing up here, whatever that's called, is also on the top side. I've had many, what would I call them? Episodes maybe, where I just go absolutely bonkers and I can't watch the GSL game anymore because this observer from GSL can't change the location of these things. I'm saying, no, Lambo's at the top, not at the bottom. I'm just screaming at my screen. My wife comes into my room. Quiet, the dog is trying to sleep, honey. Leave me alone. This GSL observer's a clown. How did he get the job? Start throwing stuff at my screen. Spent the entire afternoon cleaning it. Forgot to make a YouTube video. My life is falling apart. Control X, okay? It's not that difficult. Oh wait, I messed it up now. There we go. Once again, a Void Ray popping out. If he plays another mass Void Ray style, I might actually start throwing some peaches at the screen. I think I still have a peach somewhere. Maybe it's downstairs. I need to get it from downstairs to throw it at the screen. It's not a regular peach though. It's called a wild peach. It's a bit more. It's some more fur, I think. A wild peach. Like regular peaches are, you know, smooth and soft. A wild peach, furry. And I don't mean that the peach has a tail and dresses up in a suit of Sonic the Hedgehog, but you know, just has like hairs on it. A little bit more hairs. This is what it looks like. It doesn't taste like... It's not like a kiwi, you know? Not at all like a kiwi. Wild peaches are very good. I recommend them. I also like nectarines. I'm not sure if they're called the same in English, but if they are... The fella who invented the nectarine. High tier move. High tier move. I do like that. Couple of kills, not too many though. As Lambo with a very solid early game here. I think this is almost a dream early game. Hasn't taken it as I say that. Oh, no, this stays a dream early game. I think MaxpPax actually forgot to cancel that shade. I don't think that was on purpose at all. 10 more drones are on the way. Even Lambo's 81 workers right now. His forward base finishes up as well. Some slight oversaturation, perhaps. Well, happens to the best. Slight oversaturation here as well. Happens to the best. Slight oversaturation in this main as well. Also happens to the best. Does seem like it still impacts his income though. I think there's something funky going on with the mining in this mod, and Lambo is obviously the only person that figured it out. Unfair advantage, as he's throwing down a 5th hatchery. We're 3 minutes into the game and he has an income of 6.1k per minute and 1600 gas. That doesn't sound entirely fair in my opinion, but then again, who am I, you know? I'm just that guy. 91 workers. What's he gonna play off of this though? Roach Hydra? Seems to be the case. Would love to see an infestation pit. Yeah. This is how I imagined people would play, you know? This is exactly how Lambo is playing. But instead we got Elaser building his 3rd base on Clamp's 5th base location. It's like, why? Why are we doing this? Like, what point? What's the purpose here, my friends? I guess proxy bases are better because it's harder to scout. You know, they're easier to stay hidden, I guess. I bet proxies in PvP would be proper broken as well. Proxy Robo Immortal. Is that real good? Spines here having an absolute blast, taking out these zealots. Lambo is infinitely far ahead at this point. Out mining, out producing, out compositioning, if that was a word. Does not have such a big army because he has so many workers. This is really the rich man's trouble. Let me tell you that. Wish these Hydras would actually continue fighting here. There's a massive zealot run by coming in as well. This forward base is toast. Although, rumor on the street is that MaxpPax usually quite likes toast. I don't think he's as fond of the toast that just was made out of his forward base. He wanted to still use that. It's like if you want to use a bread... Well, actually, most of the time I think toasted bread is just better than regular bread. Like, in what case wouldn't it be? I was trying to think of an analogy with actual bread. I was like, oh, he wanted to use that bread still for something. Toasted bread is legitimately always better. Almost always better. No, I think always, actually. It's just so nice. Toasted bread in it. Something beautiful about it. Lambo still winning this game, but needs to be careful because his army is tiny. And he hasn't really continued the upgrades. He is getting the seismic spines, which is also known as the lurker range upgrade. Nice purification Nova. Almost hit. Zealot here trying to deal some damage, but Lambo is on top of this. You know, he's living in the moment and he sees everything in the moment. This is one hell of an army though. He needs Vipers, but Vipers are so difficult to control at high pace. They'll just fly in and kill themselves. So I think Lurkers are a good call. He needs to kill some of his own roaches though beforehand. Otherwise he can't build Lurkers. Like this fight will not go well. Like he needs Lurkers, I think. I really... Oh, actually, maybe he doesn't. Just cleared another Disruptor, taking out a lot of Archons. Do we have a Zealot run by? Yeah, of course we do. There's literally always a Zealot run by. No matter what Lambo is doing. There's just Zealots in every single base at the same time. Where do these guys even come from? It's like they just come from... They unburrow. Not even a pylon or a prism there. As MaxpPax here. He's trying his best, but he's struggling. I mean, he's on 3 bases, basically. He's not mining from his fort quite yet. I wanted to click it, but I might miss the end fight in that case, because it feels like, you know, any second could be the end fight right now. This is the last army MaxpPax is going to have. Lambo still hasn't built a single lurker, which is surprising. Lambo's also getting caught completely out of position as these Zealot Rumbays are now moving in. This base is toast. We have a road Rumbai towards this topside base. There's still no lurkers, though. I would have loved this move if there was 9 lurkers here waiting for this massive army to move in, but there's not. And now I don't love this move as much. Lambo's trying to get back here with his main army, but I think it's too late. Does he have the larva there? He's no larva. I think he just died. What a frustrating loss. This was a theoretical win already for Lambo. Then some Zealots show up. The entire army of MaxpPax moves across the map. No lurkers really was a mistake there, I think. Viper lurker for the defense would have been sick. GG gets called. MaxpPax is our first finalist. Woo! And we'll be figuring out who our second finalist is in a couple of days from now, as that will be Clem versus Rainer. Last time Clem against Elaser, Clem played 1 game with Protoss. I am hoping for at least 1 more game with Protoss against Rainer. But I think for that to happen, he'll need to take the first map. But that's something we can worry about another time. Now, if you did enjoy this, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hopefully I'll see all of you next time for a new video. Thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye.